amazing.
Hey everyone, it's your man again, Diego Ife, back with another one. This is a request video from one of my YouTube subs, Jared Orla, and much appreciation for the request, big up to you. This is a request video around confidence, and as I was already going to do a video entitled Imposter Bias versus Self-Intimidation, I'm going to launch right into it. So the thing about confidence is it's relative, it's context dependent, but what I've learned over the course of my youngish life is that it's not so much about being confident so that people can see, ooh, he's a confident one. What you want is you want a confidence framework. So there are going to be things naturally that you're going to feel very confident about doing, and then you're going to have things which you're maybe not so confident about doing. The question is to ask oneself, why do you not feel so confident about that? Because the reality is, this may not be absolute, but in many cases, it's because formatively, as in their younger years, certain seeds of self-doubt were sown in, and it wasn't necessarily from their peers who are sort of similar circumstances, navigating life, you know, young, trying to avoid any real trauma or things that might actually impede your longer term development, right? Something during that period when that could have happened is what sowed the seed for the self-doubt. And the problem about lacking confidence and leaving a lack of confidence unchallenged is it gives a permanent home to imposter bias. And I'll be honest, it's one thing for someone to instill and really try to diffuse that negativity in someone that they've seen as their target. But it's another thing where that person might never be able to make head and tail of what happened, what the decisive moment was when that negative influence was sown, that seed of negative influence was sown. So for me, lack of confidence and imposter bias are almost indivisible. Okay, so because of it, for me, it's an enduring issue. It's an enduring topic, one that's probably not going to go away, right? Because the world is a competitive place and there's always going to be some saboteur trying to get at somebody who is predisposed to be a winner. It's age old, since the start of time. So rather than, imposter bias and underconfidence is almost like a glass half empty approach. I want to introduce something called self-intimidation. Now, self-intimidation is more glass half full. So I would implore any of you watching, if this resonates with you, to ask yourself about memories of when you may have felt someone was jealous of you. They may have made snide remarks and stuff like that. And, how it made you feel. How it made you feel. Now, the whole thing with self-intimidation is that you've probably intimidated that person, but they're projecting how they may feel. If they have any self-loathing, they're projecting that onto you. You understand? And it's almost like a witchcraft. I'm going to actually do another upload about casual, everyday witchcraft that a lot of people partake in without realizing. I'm going to do another one. It's not how people might think it is, but we'll get there. The point I'm making is that self-intimidation, you have to ask yourself, what is it that hateful person sees in you that you may not fully see in yourself, or you might not see the entirety of it? That there, if you're able to self-intimidate, like you are able to look at yourself and be, oh man, I'm actually quite impressive, aren't I? Oh, that was pretty impressive. That there's glass half full. Self-intimidation, you should be more intimidated by self than anybody else. That's the barometer. The moment you feel self-intimidated, not imposter bias, self-intimidation looks more like, wow, I'm actually here, I can actually do this. I've got the proof for it, but what if I can't sustain it? Like, what if? If you look at that in a certain way and you harness it for what it can be used for, it could be a great thing. all I'm going to say is that self-intimidation beats imposter bias every single time. Self-intimidation is the closest thing, in my opinion, to a solution to underconfidence and imposter bias. Now, that's as much as I'm going to cover on it. I did do a previous draft, which was a bit longer in form, but I think by and large, the message that I've shared right now is digestible, and it's intuitive. It will be, effective in terms of its reach. So by all means, do drop your comments, your feedback. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay safe. It's been real. Take care now.